Hi, my name is Hannah,
I'm Kadence.
I'm Gordon.
and for our research project, we looked at the effects of college adjustment on anxiety and executive functioning. One of the big questions that we had was how come some students are able to adjust to college life more than others, whether that's academically, socially, or emotionally. And we hypothesized that students displaying higher college adjustment have an overall higher well-being, and this may be due to a psychosocial change in their lifestyle, specifically going from being codependent to being independent.
Now, for the demographics that we used for this, that we had for this study, we had 22 Carroll College students taken from the general psychology class. They were all between the ages of 18 to 21, and the majority of them were freshmen and female. For the measurements that we used for this study, we had a series of self-assessment questionnaires as well as the RBANS, the repeatable battery for the assessment of neuropsychological status. The RBANS was a compilation of tests given to the participants to measure their abilities in language, attention, delayed, and immediate memory.
The social support questionnaire that we used was used to gather information regarding the perceived social support of students. And when we say social support, what we're referring to is, to have a support system that you can turn to in times of need and that offer you the feeling of being cared for.
The Anxiety Sensitivity Index was a short questionnaire given to the participants so that they could rate their own feelings of anxiety-related sensations. These were divided into subscales based on social, cognitive, and physical concerns related to anxiety.
Finally, the College Adjustment Questionnaire looked at how college students might be feeling about their experience with college, whether that's emotionally, socially, or academically.
And how we analyzed this data was we took each one of the self-assessment questionnaires, the Social Support Anxiety Sensitivity Index and the CAQ, and we took the average of the total scores from the participants, and then we divided the participants up into high or low categories based on where their individual score fell as related to the average, and then we related those to other subscales, including the RBANS, and the graphs that we produced were based on only the statistically significant results that we found.
For academic adjustment, we found a significant difference between the low academic those in the low academic adjustment group versus the high academic adjustment group, and specifically those with low academic adjustment, and academic adjustment being getting good grades, doing well in school academically overall. And those in the low academic adjustment group also scored low on the social support compared to those in the high academic adjustment group. This brought us to a question of why do those with low academic adjustment have less social support? We concluded that those with high academic adjustment are more willing to ask for help on assignments, go to office hours, go to tutoring, things like that. The next result we found for academic adjustment was there was a significant difference between low and high academic adjustment in comparison to emotional adjustment. And emotional adjustment means less stress, no anxiety, being happy and not depressed, and those who scored low in the academic adjustment also scored low in the emotional adjustment compared to those with high academic adjustment. This brought us to why would students with high academic adjustment have higher emotional adjustment? And we concluded that higher academic adjustment leads to less stress in classes, for assignments, on exams, things of that nature.
One of the more unique results that we found was that individuals with a lower emotional adjustment were significantly lower on physical concerns than those with higher emotional adjustment. And so we therefore asked ourselves, why would we see more physical concerns in students with a higher emotional adjustment? We think this could potentially be due to the fact that in increased emotional adjustment, you're more attuned to your body and therefore better able to understand like what's going on with yourself physically, such as recognize signs of stress, and therefore be able to, deal with those more readily than other individuals and have an overall increased psychological well-being.
And the last statistically significant relationship that we calculated was the relationship between social adjustment and delayed memory. Now, for social adjustment, this refers to kind of the social network that students have, how they adjust to life socially with their peers, with the people around them, and just how their general daily life goes in relation to their own perceptions. And we found that those who had lower social adjustment had on average a lower delayed memory score compared to those with higher social adjustment, which led us to ask the question why it does higher social adjustment improve delayed memory. And we consider that this would be just based on the overall stress of the students in their daily life. Those with lower social adjustment are more stressed in daily life, meaning that they would have less time and less ability to retain information and to recall that information. Therefore, those with better social adjustment, more healthy and beneficial social life, have better delayed memory and better recall.
An overall conclusion that we were basically able to come to is that a higher college adjustment leads to students who are more socially, emotionally, and academically stable. So how can we apply this overall conclusion? Or how can we improve college adjustment for new students that are coming onto campus? And there are various ways that college adjustment can be supported on campus, such as getting students involved in different activities like clubs, offering group exercise opportunities, which can increase mood and reduce anxiety, or even having RAs offer weekly meetings where freshmen can come together and share their experiences and how they're feeling with one another, therefore creating a better connection to their new community as they are transitioning from leaving their old community.
Thank you, and if you have any additional questions, please contact Dr. Nikki Honzel.